Hey everyone, welcome back. So I have another video for you, and this will be another one checked off of my list of nail ideas. So it's pretty simple, nothing too extravagant, and I won't be using too many products to do this set of nails. And so here are what most of the things that I'm going to be using, and I will put links to whatever I can down below. So don't forget to check out the description box as always. So this will be a pink and white ombre set with some 3D flowers. So I am going to be starting off with the white part. I'm gonna do the white on all the nails, and I am using not polished Milky white. But after I put on the white, I looked at it and I wanted it to be a little brighter, so I just went over it with some white gel polish from Madam Glam. But I did not show that part because it was literally just me painting a coat or two on top of the acrylic. So yeah, so and this finger for this part will be in real time. So, and then the rest of the fingers will be sped up. So I think I might start doing that, like leave some parts of my videos in real time and then, speed up the rest of it, because I don't know, sometimes I like seeing real time, and then sometimes I don't mind it being sped up, and I usually don't speed up my videos super fast anyway. So yeah, I just thought it would be a good idea. I may not do it all the time, but sometimes I will, sometimes I won't. So who knows? We shall see what happens as I keep uploading. So yeah. So yeah, I'm just going to go and place all my beads, and hold on y'all, I'm getting a phone call. Okay, so a tip for when you're doing ombres, the first color you put down, make sure that you do, how can I say this, like flatten out where the color is going to stop, so that way there's no like a big hump or bump there for when you place your next color, and that will also help with the ombre. So as you see how I put the white bead down and then I flattened out the top, and sometimes you can even brush it upward so that way it'll fade out, and when you go in to put your next color on, you won't see the color underneath. Like it won't be a difference, like I said, like the little hump or anything. So always make sure that the color will be flat, and yeah, and it'll be ready for your next bead. And I know when I do ombres, I like to just, like, if it's the same thing on all the fingers, or even if it's different, but when I do ombres, I like to let the first color dry a little bit. But in this case, since they were all going to be the same, I just did all of the white before I went in with the pink. So that's just the way I like to do it. Sometimes I've seen people put one color and then immediately go in with the next color. You can do it that way as well. I just prefer not to do that. So yeah, but yeah, it's just however you like to do it, and then you always have to find what works for you. You can take follow or slow down, girl, slow down. You can take people's suggestions and tips and all that stuff and follow what they do, but eventually you will learn to develop your own habits and routines and stuff. and, you know, finding what works for you. So yeah, that's that. And I'll be back for the next step. Okay, so now I'm coming in with the pink, and again, this is Strawberry Milk from Acrylics. So, and this is going to be in real time as well, just this finger though. So I like to place my first bead where the first color stops, and I pat it into place a little bit, and then I brush it down the nail. Like, I lightly brush it down the nail so I don't take away too much of the product. And this is how I start my ombres. And I don't come in with a giant bead either, and if necessary I go back over it or a little bit below sometimes to help with the ombre effect of it, because as you see, like, it didn't really do much. So yeah, just going with as many beads as I need. And because this is my practice hand, I didn't really build much of an apex, but I did give some structure to the nail. So yeah, and I think later on off camera I did go in on like all the nails and bring the pink down a little bit further before I encapsulate it. So like, you can also kind of see that the blend isn't that good. So I just kind of keep playing with it until I get it to where I want it to be. So that's I hope I explained that well and it makes sense. So, but you can kind of see understand what I'm doing by watching what I'm doing. So hopefully what I said helps somebody out there. So yes, again, this part is in real time, and then the rest of the fingers will be sped up a little bit just to help pass it along faster. So yeah, I don't know if you can tell, but this is one of my favorite colors to use. I've used it in a couple of videos, and I just used it in my previous video, which was the cherub nails and like ombre stuff. Yeah, so also I did want to have these up before or on Valentine's Day, but obviously that did not happen. So because this was going to be like an option for Valentine's Day, but it wasn't like in your face Valentine's Day, because it still has pink in it and it has the flowers and everything, but you know, it's not a bunch of like hearts and, kisses and lips and all that stuff, you know, like a bam in your face type of Valentine's thing. So, but again, I did not get it done in time. I don't know, sometimes when I'm editing my videos, I get a little slow because, y'all, I made this video like a whole week ago and I'm just now getting to the editing part. Like, I don't know, I tend to do that. Like, I make my videos one week and then I edit them the next week. Like, I have 2 more videos that I did, but by the time those go up, it'll be like a week or 2 since I have filmed them. And both of them were sort of Valentine's themed because they were the nails that I wore for Valentine's Day. So I recorded me doing my hands, but I'm still going to post them. But, you know, it'll just be like later on in February. So I don't know, but at least I have something to post. So that's how I'm going to look at it, instead of having nothing and trying to rush and come up with a bunch of stuff. So yeah, sometimes I like to bulk film. I won't even say that, but I like to take my weekends and just film like one, no, not even one, but like at least 2 videos, because I still am not good with my time, y'all. I still am not good. It still takes me forever in a day to do a simple set of nails, and these were only 4 nails, and it still took me way longer than I would have liked. I don't know, at some point in my application or filing or whatever, I start to slow down. Sometimes I feel like I've gotten slower over the years instead of faster. Sometimes I can get things done in a good amount of time, and sometimes, most times, I can't. And that kills me. It really does. But I'm still working on that, and it's a slow work in progress, but I am making a little progress. So, yay me for that. So yeah, I guess I just will be back in a little bit for the next part, y'all. Okay, so now I am going in on this last finger, and it's going to be a full color finger of the pink acrylic. So yeah, this will also be the finger that I do the flowers on as well, and you'll see that later on. I was kind of, when I was doing this, I was kind of excited about doing the flowers on camera, because I don't think I've ever shown me doing any 3D acrylic work on camera, because I mostly just do colors and then encapsulate and then maybe might draw something on top of the nail. But yeah, so this will be my first time doing 3D flowers, and when we get to that part, I will do my best to explain what I am doing. So yeah, then after this finger, I will be showing some encapsulation. Okay, so here I am encapsulating the nails with clear acrylic, and the clear I'm using is Speed Clear, if you didn't catch that in the beginning of the video, which is from Young Nails. And again, I like to sometimes wet the nail before I put the acrylic, so that way, in case there might be like dry spots in the acrylic, that it'll wetten up because the nail is wet. So yeah, and I'm only mostly covering the ombre part and further and the rest of the nail, all the white part, because again, that is gel polish, because I did go over the milky white acrylic with a white gel polish because I wanted it to be more white. So yeah, nothing special here or anything. Just encapsulating the nails, and then after this I do filing, but I do that off camera. So yeah, I'll be back in a little bit. Okay, so here is a little clip of what the nails look like after they are freshly filed and before I dusted them off and everything. So now I'm going to be doing the flower nail, and I'm just placing a crystal on the nail using Zule Bling adhesive, and then I let that dry for a little bit before I go around. I like to do one crystal at a time, and then the acrylic that I'm using is Bunny from Nailed by Naya, and since it is a slower drying acrylic, I put a little bit of acetone in my monomer to help speed up the drying time. So I pick up a bead around the size that I want the petal to be, and then I sit it on the nail and I let it polymerize for a little bit. And I also make sure that my brush is a little drier, because when doing the 3D acrylic or designs like this, you want your acrylic to be just a little bit drier than usual, because otherwise it'll just start to spread all over the place. And so once the bead polymerizes a little bit, I go ahead and I flatten it up into the shape that I want. And also, when it's a little drier, when you're doing the flowers, you'll get the little, it'll add a little texture from your brush. And that always looks sort of nice when you do the flowers and stuff. So that's kind of what I do. And sometimes you can also place multiple beads down. You know, while one is polymerizing a little bit, you can place another one and then go back to the other one, the first bead you put down, and work it into shape. So that's what I kind of did when I was doing these flowers. So yeah. And also, when you put the crystal down first, you do want to try not to get a bunch of acrylic on it, because once it dries, it's there and it's not coming off. Like, I've done that before and I'm just like, oh well, it is what it is. So this first flower is going to be a 5-petal flower, and then I'll put a few smaller crystals around it, and those will just have 3 petals. So that's kind of all I did for this. And yeah, I hope what I said helped and made sense. So if you do have any questions about it, you can leave them down in the comment section, and if I have an answer for you, I will help you out. So yeah, and I did love this design. It was so pretty. It's so pretty. I loved it. It's made me happy. So yeah, whew, excuse me. That's about all I have to say for now. So I guess I'll be back in a little bit. Okay, so I will do a little explaining again. Once again, this is a slower drying acrylic, so I did add a little bit of acetone to my monomer. And so I go ahead and I pick up a bead, a small bead, because this flower will be a little smaller than the bigger one in the middle. So, and then I just place it where I want it to be, and I let it sit for a little while so it can start to polymerize, and then I flatten it out in the shape that I want it to be with my brush. And then, as you just saw, I placed 2 beads at one time so that the process can go a little faster, so I'm not just sitting there waiting for one bead to polymerize a little bit before I start working with it. So yeah, and once again, when you're doing 3D acrylic, you don't want your brush to be super wet or have a lot of liquid in it, because then when you do pick up your beads, they will be too wet, and you don't want that when you are trying to do designs like this. So again, hopefully what I said made sense and it helped you out. And after watching this, I do want to do some more flowers again. Like, I love putting the flowers on my nails, even though I don't wear them very much. So, but I don't know, these were pretty. And then after I was looking at these, I low-key wanted to put one more flower, because I think I did put another flower on each side, but after I was completely done, I was looking at these and I was like, this would look cute with just one more flower on each side, but I did not do that. I just left it how it was, but the design is still pretty. So continue to watch and I will be back. Now I am going to come in with some bling on the rest of the fingers, and it's just going to be around the cuticle area and the very tip, and I will be using the same pink crystals and also some AB ones as well. And I'm just alternating the colors. So, and this looks really cute like this. I might have to do this more often, but like of course with other colors. So yeah, and again, it's just around the cuticle area and across the very tip of the nail, and I'm doing this on all fingers. And then once I am done with that, I go in with my top coat, and I honestly don't remember which one I used because I didn't show that in the video, but it was probably Not Polish or Amnesty Cosmetics glossy top coats. And of course, after top coating, I cure for a minute, and then that will be the whole design. So this is where I am going to say my goodbyes. So thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed this video because I enjoyed making it. It's such a pretty and somewhat simple design, you know, like maybe without the flowers. So, and I do hope you guys give 3D flowers a try because they are so fun and they do make the nails look really pretty and give the nails a whole different kind of look. So hopefully this was helpful, and again, I do plan to do more. So once again, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And follow me on my socials, and that's Instagram and TikTok, and I will leave them down below. So don't forget to check out the description box for links to whatever I can find. And yeah, that's it. So I hope you enjoyed, and peace out, y'all.